Hello, everybody. Welcome to Little Rusty Buckets. I have finally just made the choice to bring my camera equipment to my home, the office. It felt bad not going there because, we rent an office for a reason. However, it just became a difficulty for the playoff setting. It's great every other time of the year, but playoff time just became a hassle. So, this is the angle that I could find. So, I hope that you like it. I think it's pretty good. Today's video is going to be me complaining about something, and I try my best not to do this directly. However, it has seeped into my commentary so much that I feel the need to address it. Let me say this first and foremost. I have a great job. I have a job that is more privileged and advantageous than most people are ever given the possibility to have. And it is largely a good time. A large majority of my days, I like my job far more than I ever dislike it. I'm not looking for sympathy here. However, knowing my audience, I'm sure you guys will give it to me regardless because you guys are lovely and I appreciate that. But I'll be real. The haters have gotten to me. Not any of them individually, but the energy that they bring as a collective and how that has weighed on my mental state throughout the pressures that already exist from covering the playoffs. I really hate that a loud minority of sports fans really ruin my mood about covering the sport as frequently as they do. And what I hate even more than that is that frustration seeping into my commentary. My content tends to go as my mental health does historically. Usually, when my videos are coming out a lot, I'm doing better, and when they're coming out less frequently, I'm probably doing worse. And when I am feeling a little down and I still have to push through it and upload a lot, which I have for a good chunk of these playoffs, I think I come off as kind of whiny and complainy. And, I wear my heart on my sleeve, but sometimes my heart is a complaining ass bitch. So I decided I wanted to address this directly because if I'm going to talk about it plenty of times, anyways, might as well talk about it directly. And I'm kind of taking the same approach I did with my politics video, which is I hope to not have to address this directly going forward. But, this video will only be seen by so many people, especially not the people who I'm even complaining about. So this isn't really all that necessary, but I feel the need to say all of this. I also wrote a rough outline because I just want to be sure that I'm fully transparent about everything that I'm feeling right now. I want to first emphasize, again, if I haven't already, that I'm complaining about a very small amount of people. An overwhelming percentage of people who watch my content are nice about it. Now, most people watch videos and never comment or leave a like. But I also regularly receive hatred and flagrant disrespect so consistently for what to me seems like not any tangibly good reason. I don't really think that anyone should be treated this way for basketball commentary because it's not that big of a deal. And being a dick right out of the gate in a conversation is a great way to not have a conversation and instead have a screaming contest. I'm obviously biased here, but I think I have enough basketball knowledge to talk about it for a living. That was not the case earlier on in my career. In fact, I definitely don't think I should have had this as a job when I was like 21, but I have spent a lot of time the last couple of years as I've grown into an actual adult studying this game. And what I have learned, the more I have come to know about basketball, is how little I actually know. I mean, I know a lot, but relative to what there is to know about the game, it is a never ending series of history and lessons and new things to learn. I try my best. The worst NBA game is one where I don't feel like I learned anything of note from it. And luckily in these playoffs, we've had very few of those games. I know I can be a brash and stubborn individual. That is the way that my family is. It just rubbed off on everybody, and choosing to, where we're gonna go for dinner is a fucking nightmare that is worse than anything that even Lucifer himself could come up with in hell. I recognize that I piss people off, and I do it regularly in a way that I understand why they're pissed. It happens enough, but recognize that I am a high volume take shooter. I have been posting takes for 5 years at this point, at least. My Brunson take in the Knicks Pistons preview was terrible. I understand why people got pissed about that. I understand why people are being petty about that in the comments. It's probably one of the worst takes I've had in my entire career. I considered asking Rudy to cut it, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It was a big deal. It was a bad take. But I don't think that I know more than you. And a lot of the energy that I get is from people who seem to perceive it that way. Now, I probably do know more than more people than not that watch my videos, but it would make little sense if that was not the case because this is my job. I spend all day watching and thinking about basketball. This is how I make my income. And if you know the game more than me, being someone who does not do it for a living in any capacity, that's impressive. It's not easy to have that level of ball knowledge while just being a guy. And if that's the case, I would love to hear it from you, whether it be from personal experience or just really knowing the ins and outs of the game. It's hard to know more than a professional who does it every day. I don't think it's arrogant for me to say that. This is just what pays my bills. And for the last month, basically all that I have done is make YouTube video, watch basketball, make thumbnail, eat fast food, and tell myself that I'll get in shape in the off season and play Minecraft for 30 minutes and go to sleep. But like I said, as I have learned more about basketball, the more I have learned how much I do not know. And while I absolutely have a noticeable and very much earlier on in my career had a very noticeable I'm right, you're wrong energy, I think I've toned it down quite a bit over the last few years. Literally, as I've gotten smarter, I've only claimed ignorance more and more. Like, do I need to preface every single statement that I make with, I don't know anything for certain, for I am not basketball Nostradamus. I am just a guy trying his best. I say that I don't know all the time, but yet this is the kind of energy that I get. Now, first of all, to extend an olive branch, this guy follows me and he is pro Palestinian, so I'm not going to be a complete dick and just say, fuck this guy. Basketball isn't really that important, and I will take any excuse I can to say free Palestine. But how was I condescending in my Knicks Celtics preview exactly? I said nice things about your team, but put some stank on it? I wasn't nice enough? Do you want me to like fondle the balls while I gargle, or like what's the deal here? Do I need to only say the nicest things possible in the right tone of voice for your personal flavor? As gets pointed out, why is this so many people's response when their team wins? Why do you immediately go, okay, let me go comment on a bunch of people who I thought were idiots? It's kind of sad. You're not going to just celebrate like a normal, functional, healthy person, because that's what I would do theoretically if I ever was a fan of a team that won a playoff game. Now, I replied with that to something rude because, like I said, this type of energy brings the worst out of me. And oftentimes I give it the time of day when I shouldn't. But this was rude and I'm going to delete it. And also, anybody who do not say a single mean thing to this person, I'm going to censor their name. I'm going to delete my comments so that you can't find it. Leave them alone. Don't do that. That energy is exactly what I'm complaining about in this video. Now, this is a comment that I got in my reaction to Celtics Knicks game 1. I did not say that the Knicks had no chance. I laid out every single reason that the Knicks can be competitive in this series. Meanwhile, this is a video where the comment section is almost exclusively Celtics fans telling me I'm an idiot for thinking the Knicks can be competitive. So I said that I said they'd lose to the Celtics in the end. Does that mean I said they have no chance? Here's what I literally said in the video. I just don't think they'll have the continuity, the play in between, all the other stuff on the margins. I just don't think they'll do as well as Boston. I don't think they have no chance. I don't think they have no chance. I don't think they have no chance. But Boston is one of the illustrious Big Three NBA teams this season for a reason.
There are three teams that have been bona fide, stapled, send it out. That's a contender right there. And it's OKC, Cleveland, and Boston. I don't think that they should be too worried about fumbling this one, though it is not impossible, and New York will put up a good fight. I just think the Knicks need to make a couple of changes, and they can turn this into a real contending roster. But I think that stuff on the margins where they're falling a little bit short, Boston will expose that exceptionally. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching.
I literally said they don't have no chance. That series of words. Maybe I put too much stank on it because it was like I don't think they have no chance, as in, like, that's almost certainly the case. Maybe that was too close. I don't know. Again, how much do I need to blow on it? I said that it would likely go to 6 and it could go to 7, and that guess what? They could win. Yes, I made it clear that I'm confident in Boston in the end, that I'm almost certain, as sure as I can be, that the Celtics would win this series. But what exactly do you want me to do? Do you want me to say that the team that lost, like, if not a majority, at least half of the quarters of the games to the Detroit Pistons in round one, a team that has a single star, you want me to say that that team is going to beat the defending champions? And I'm a hater if I say otherwise. Do you realize how ridiculous that is? You do know that one of the teams has to lose and I have to pick one of them, right? The worst part about this job, the worst part, the true thing that is encapsulated here is being told that you hate stuff that you don't. I get told that I hate players and teams so frequently. And the problem with that is if I get told something enough, if an idea is reinforced enough, positive or negative about myself, I start to go, okay, is that true? Because to just say simply, none of that's real, they're all just haters, is not really helpful if you're not going to think about it for at least a little bit, looking past that energy. But because I start to believe it for a little bit in my more insecure moments, and I'm told constantly that I, to some degree or another, hate every single team, every single player, every single coach, GM, franchise, fan base across the board, I've been told that I hate everyone. And it's not just Knicks fans, for the record. Wolves fans thought that I hated the Timberwolves because I believed in the Lakers. And again, I say Wolves fans, I'm saying, like, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 people in a comment section, not Wolves fans in general. But still, I do not hate the Minnesota. Who? Why? Why would I hate the Minnesota Timberwolves? I'm not even a Rudy Gobert hater. I am a Julius Randle hater, but that had nothing to do with the Timberwolves. They traded for him. That's not my fault. And I was wrong about that. Apparently, picking a 68 win team that set the record for net rating in a season ever, thinking that team would beat the Denver Nuggets, well, and thinking that SGA is MVP, well, that means that I hate Nikola Jokic. I hate Nikola Jokic. Like, seriously? I hate Nikola Jokic. This is what I'm talking about. I opened this preview, the video before this one, for the series, calling him in the intro the best player in the world. And before he even won the championship, when everyone was trying to deny his greatness, I said he was the best player in the world. I said he was one of the greatest talents the game has ever seen. I said he was arguably the best offensive player in the history of the game. All of that was before they won a championship. And before that, I also called this core being a championship core. I had, after they got the Aaron Gordon trade, they went on like a 9-game win streak, and I said, yeah, this team's winning a championship one day. And then they did. And the playoffs before that, I made a video about how people were underestimating them, and to not underestimate them. I picked the Bucks, I believe, that year to win the championship going into the playoffs. So maybe I didn't suck hard enough, but I was with you the whole way through. I rooted for them in every single series they were in because I wanted them to win the championship because I loved Jokic's play style. But I hate Nikola Jokic because a 68-win team with a guy who put up numbers comparable to one of the best Michael Jordan seasons, because I don't think they're going to get dusted, I hate Nikola Jokic. Because I think that all-time great season means that SGA should win MVP, it's because I hate Nikola Jokic. I don't hate Nikola Jokic. And I'm tired of fucking having to defend that. Cause I don't. I just don't. What do I do with that besides for saying that I don't hate him? Because I have yet to figure it out. The insults to my basketball knowledge also just don't make sense. There are a lot of people who know a lot less than me who do this for a career. I'm not going to name any names, but I know for a fact they exist. I know damn well that the people who are commenting this shit, if they had to do this job, they would have a hit rate and miss rate similar to mine, if not worse. Luckily, I think most people are nice about this, and the people who like my content are patient about it. This video is long as hell, so if you watch it at this point, you've been patient about it, but this comment pretty much sums everything up. From a birdie shot 96, wow, Rusty, I can't believe you disrespected team I am rooting for. Star player is constantly being disrespected by my vague idea of the media, and it's a shame to see you buying into the same narrative. The other team star player relies way too much on a friendly whistle to run their offense and or defense, and that will not work in the playoffs. Other team's MVP level player will get exposed as a fraud, and I will gloat to random people on the internet when that happens. Yeah, I've seen that same pattern repeated over and over again. Oh, that's another thing. I do not follow the mainstream media. That's another comment I'm just insulted by because I literally don't watch them. I just don't. I just do not watch them, period. I stopped doing media clip reactions because I thought it was a little unfair that I was only reacting to clips I saw on Twitter because that's literally the only shit that I ever see from them. Because I do not watch it ever. Ever. You can accuse me of a lot of things. You can accuse me of being dumb, but don't you fucking dare accuse me of watching First Take. The only NBA content that I actually even consume is like mostly X's and O's shit. Like Alex Hoops and Hoop Venue and Thinking Basketball, stuff that I can actually feel like I learn the game better from. I also do not have a content strategy based on dodging criticism or fades. Like, I didn't stop covering Knicks Pistons because I was ducking smoke. It was because there was multiple series going on. I was working every hour of every day at the start of the playoffs, and in the morning for the 6th day in a row, I had to tell my girlfriend that I wasn't going to see her for more than like 30 minutes that day. And my heart broke. And I was like, okay, I need to have at least somewhat of a work-life balance. Living like this is not tenable, even in the short period. So I decided to only cover some series, and I covered the ones that got views. And Knicks Pistons didn't get views. I do not make enough money, and I need enough free time that I'm only going to cover the games that I can, and I'm going to cover the ones that are going to make my business do better. As much as I am literally doing a video right now complaining about haters, I don't decide what series to cover based on vitriol or fear of backlash. I do it out of greed. I do it out of capitalism. I am a hypocrite. I do follow the need to grow my business because after the influx of views from the playoffs, I need to be sure me and Rudy have paychecks so we can pay our rent in the off season when the views go down.
Hi guys, Rudy here. Just got name dropped, so I figured I would throw my hat in the ring and give you guys my 2 cents on this. Some of what he's saying here is also what falls on me. I have a lot to do with our quote-unquote content strategy around here, deciding what videos we do and don't make. It's a team effort. But more importantly, while Jacob's being a little bit cheeky, saying that those sorts of decisions are made out of greed, it's also in part because we make several other decisions very deliberately out of not being greedy. We've done certain things in the past, which we no longer do, which I can't explicitly say what those things are right now, but almost everyone who does what we do feast off this stuff. So sometimes we need to compensate a little bit and choose to prioritize the more profitable teams to cover here and there, but not all the time. We're still making an effort to cover the whole league here. It's not like this is a Lakers channel. It's not like this is a Chicago Bulls channel because that's his favorite team. If anything, we go out of our way not to cover our biases because we know that we're biased towards them. That said, we have talked a lot about systemically covering all teams in the league. a lot more equally in the upcoming season. So look forward to a little bit more balanced coverage here on Rusty Buckets and Little Rusty Buckets going forward, and whatever other third, fourth, fifth, and sixth channels we end up making between now and then, because that's what it apparently takes. But yeah, we're in the business of making money, unfortunately. As evil as that may be, everyone's got to do it at least a little bit. And it's an uncomfortable reality, but it is the world we live in. So I hope you guys can understand and respect this point of view and not harp too hard on the idea that we're being greedy, because trust me, we are very much not being greedy with how we operate this business.
I got the Lakers Timberwolves series flagrantly wrong. A lot of Timberwolves fans were very mean to me about it. And guess what? I uploaded a video about every single game that was played because the Lakers fucking print views. It's the easiest thing in the world. I caught all the smoke from those Wolves fans because it was the right move for my business. And that's why I make the decisions that I do. It is pretty much that and ADHD and bad time management. It's possible to hate something and not know it. It's possible to reflect upon your own feelings and come away thinking that you don't hate it, but you still do. But as much as I can know it, I do not hate any NBA team. I only hate a very select few NBA players, and I'm pretty much always transparent when that is the case. I just want to talk about this game, and I want to do it while not having to worry about a bunch of loud, angry shitheads acting like I'm an idiot over some small stuff. I'm going to say things about your favorite team and favorite player that you are not going to like. My job is not to say what you already think in a way that you like so that you can nod your head and say, "Thank you, Rusty, for saying exactly what I wanted to hear." I'm going to say things you do not like. I invite criticism so long as it's criticism and not hate. Especially if you're a fan of a team, I really want to hear what you think. I ask specifically for fan feedback at the end of recaps because you probably, if you follow them religiously, know at least a good amount of things about your team that I do not. I watch 30 to 40 games for most teams, probably more like 25 to 35, and you spread those throughout the year. Sometimes you miss a team for like 3 weeks and you're like, I need to catch up on them. I think I watched maybe 12 Utah Jazz games this year, so not everyone really makes the cut. But at the end of the day, if you're religiously following a team, you do probably know a lot more about them than I do. I'm covering all 30 teams, dude. The vindicating thing is that this behavior, the my team is better and everybody else can suck my dick energy, that will come to bite you in the ass for all but one NBA team, because my team is better than yours doesn't work anymore when it stops. And all those people who are loud as fuck at the right time are quiet all of a sudden. But I'm not hiding behind a profile picture of an NBA player or a soccer player. I am putting my face on camera, getting called fat, and only being a little sad about it. And I'm going to keep doing it. I had to get this off my chest. One last thing. I also hate having to do a negativity skew in my title. It's the Celtics Knicks recap. Rudy changed it to something more Celtics negative, and the video performed way better. And he was doing his job, which is, I need this video to perform better. But I changed it back because I don't like, there's a certain line to ride, and I don't want to breed the hatred with Celtics fans to such a degree where, you can screenshot every title of a Celtics video and it's like, wow, these guys fucking suck. Because that's not the truth of what my commentary was. But if you don't do a negative title, you get less views. It's just objectively the truth. I have had this lesson reinforced time and time again, and it sucks. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much to everyone who watches my stuff. I'm sorry that I focus so much on the bad, but so many of you guys have been so lovely this whole way through. All of you who leave positive comments, it really does drive me, because if I didn't see them, if I only saw the negative ones, then I might quit. It might drive me that crazy, but your support means the world to me. Anyways, I am Jacob, aka Rusty Buckets, and I'm going to keep trying to do better.